Okay. So anyways, now that we've got all that stuff out of the way, and we've established that, hopefully, fingers crossed, things are better now, let us, instead, focus on what we have on the agenda for today. And first and foremost, I believe we'll be going and trying to complete the Jenny of the Woods Witcher contract, which is a level 10 Witcher contract, which is basically the same way we started the previous stream. So it'll be a nice warm-up for us against what could be, well, maybe it's not so much of a warm-up, because last time around, it was basically a somewhat difficult boss fight. It will likely be something similar this go-round, so starting off with a difficult enemy, yeah, we'll be fine. We'll make it happen. Other things that we'll think about doing this time around will be Vendor of the Faith will be on our list, as well as, I think we might start, and by start, I mean, like, do just the next step in the main quest, the Nilfgaardian Connection, and then maybe just leave it at that, but that might open up a few more doors to us. Oh, what is it? Huh? Some enemies running over here? Probably wolves? Yeah, they're wolves. Okay. Ignore them. Not necessary. So, we are supposed to talk to some witnesses here. So let's see. I vaguely remember... Search nearby fields using your Witcher senses. What is... Oh, what's that? That just means that's the one that we've tracked at the moment. I was wondering, like, does that mean that we have to do one of those things before we do the other? Let's put this away. People don't get mad at us. We can sharpen our weapons here. I have no recollection as to whether we went with this guy or not.
Safe, you
we definitely did.
Gabrielle,
I think.
The autocrat,
I recognize
one-handed Gabrielle ensures you get the first shot and the last word.
And this whole Gabrielle thing that I still don't really understand what it is. But yeah, and it's grayed out. It went prompt, so definitely done that.
Long.
Okay. So we will end up sharpening our swords. But I think we'll just... and axe. We'll just wait a little bit to make sure that we have that stuff active by the time we're actually going out and fighting this Jenny in the Woods. Oh! Keep working on it. You'll get it eventually. Alright, so who is... Oh, here's the person we're looking for. They are marked on the map. You.
Wraith that haunts the village. Heard you can tell me about it.
Oh, I saw her. Saw Jenny of the Woods with mine own eyes. Like I sees you now, Witcher.
What did she look like? In detail, please try.
Truth be told, I didn't see her too clearly. It were growing dim, see, and this pale shape loomed afore me, mist-like. I comes closer, and the cloud thickened, and something like a visage came out of the mist.
What did you do?
What do you think, me love? That I'd wait to see the wraith in full glory? Ran to the village to tell folk what I'd seen.
Fair enough.
I see. So she appeared to you just after twilight? Important clue, thanks. You take care now.
Okay. Let's see. Take another look at the quest. We have interrogated a single witness, but apparently that was enough. I had to look around, see if there wasn't anything in need, or anyone in need of a Witcher. So happened there was. On the local notice board, hung an offer for bounty for ridding the area of a monster called Jenny of the Woods. Geralt decided this was something he should look into. Okay, and we did talk to that person. And I wonder if we might have an entry in here for Jenny of the Woods. Supposedly it's a wraith of some sort. This Brave Hag is... might be the enemy we were fighting for the previous Witcher contract, or it might have been Morntart. Not entirely sure. Whether, well, I would think it'd be in here somewhere. Plague Maidens. Have we seen one of these? Or should we take the hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge that we're about to run into as a Plague Maiden? I don't know. Okay. But if we do know that it's a wraith, actually, let's go back to that for a second. Let's see if we can speculate as to what a viable approach might be. Just based on what we do know about wraiths more generally. So I think I do remember that, yeah, basically across the board, Yurden is helpful. Because otherwise they will teleport. I'm pretty sure also that, well, that devil by the well was using some questionable hand gestures there. Let's just leave it at that. Let's read about Plague Maidens and see if this sounds familiar, or if maybe this is what we're looking at, what we should anticipate. Patients seem to have hallucinations of a woman covered in scabs and boils, rats scurrying about all around her. These ravings subsided after an administration of henbane and poppy extract. When plague ravages a region, the spirit will sometimes walk its lands, a ghost resembling an ill woman whose flesh rots off her bones and in whose wake crawls a cavalcade of rats. No one knows whether this spirit brings the pox with her, or is merely drawn to it like a moth to a light. Yet it is certain that she delights in dealing pain and suffering, and hearing the howling and moaning of men. Moaning of men. Many have called into question the very existence of plague maidens, or peste, as they are sometimes called. Only 2 sightings of such a creature have ever been recorded, both during times of raging epidemic. As the name Plague Maiden suggests, these wraiths take the appearance of females, though exactly why that is remains a mystery. Some speculate they, like other specters, arise from the powerful emotional charge associated with certain circumstances of death, such as death preceded by a long and particularly painful illness. Not much is known about how to fight a Plague Maiden, though one can assume they possess many traits in common with other phantoms and wraiths. They undoubtedly pose a great danger, though Witcher's immunity should at least prevent him from catching the contagious illnesses they carry. Okay, so based on that description, that does not sound like what we're dealing with here, but like it was suggesting there are seemingly still some things that you can apply across the board to all wraiths, all specters. That being Yurden, Spectre Oil. Don't know if we have the ability to craft that at the moment. And what is this? This looks fairly common as well. Moon Dust, probably an explosive that specifically does a lot of damage against wraiths. So let's see. Alchemy substances. It may not be in this location. We almost have the stuff for this, but this is not the explosive in question. Almost have the stuff for that as well. We're ideally looking for this? I don't think so. Geralt's maximum vitality is increased, each foe killed. This increase lasts until he meditates or fast travels. Just meditate or fast travel and permanently have that up? And have it get better and better over time? That sounds amazing. Probably not all that practical, in truth, but tempting, no less. Why do you seemingly do almost exactly the same thing? Significantly limits the duration of lockdown. They're both... Oh, Night Wraith versus Noon Wraith. Gotcha. Well, we have all the ingredients for this. Running, sprinting, and jumping outside combat does not use stamina. Okay. That might be worth making. I don't know if there's any other use for werewolf mutagens. I feel like there might have been. The oils, that is what we're really looking for. This is what we want. Okay, and we have some of these. We do have some of these, which would suggest that it's possible to get this type of herb at this stage in the game. Is it worthwhile for us to go out of our way to make that happen first? I mean, I have no idea where we got that. We might be able to purchase it from some kind of vendor somewhere. That might be our best bet. Let's see if this shopkeeper happens to have it. I'm rather skeptical, but maybe it's worth a try.
An amulet, a bazaar, some tortoise shells.
I'm actually not sure we've seen this guy. We have not. These dialogue options are not grayed out. So let's see what he has.
What else you have on offer?
And we will
Corpse
probably...
teeth and kidney stones. Tried remedies for trying times.
Okay. What are these? They have a little bit of a highlight around them. They're still technically junk, however, if it's a silver and amber necklace, I would think that it might break down into useful components. This maximum inventory weight sounds pretty great. I want to double check what stuff we have currently equipped on Roach and what we might have options to get for Roach. Similarly, these are expensive because they have gold and silver and other valuables that we could get out of them. There are some Gwent cards as well. Oh, okay, we got that card. This doesn't look familiar. Place next to card with the same name to double the strength of both cards. Don't recognize that name. That seems like that could be good if we could get a couple of them. And this one, Gilf Guardian. Looks pretty lackluster, but in the name of catching them all, pick them up. And they're, at this stage in the game, they seem pretty inexpensive. I know at the very beginning, we were concerned about blowing through all of our money on them. But now, I mean, we aren't totally rich by any means, but purchasing things for 10, 20 coins here there shouldn't be too big of a deal. Oh, we do have... So here are the items we have for Roach. I'll want to double check what's currently equipped. Like stamina, probably not as valuable to us as additional carrying weight, quite frankly. So I would strongly consider selling this for 18 coins, and then this probably costs a lot more than 18. Yeah, order of magnitude more than 18. But that's not that bad, and we also might want to take a look, yeah, at what trophies we have equipped, if any, quite frankly. We might have none. So that's a good reminder to us. And then I'm guessing that there isn't too much to sell to this guy, because I think we've been looking at vendors pretty frequently. I don't think glass is of any use to us. The hides, yes, we've sometimes opted to turn those into crafting materials. However, they do tend to have a pretty decent sell value. This one white bear hide for 27. That doesn't seem too bad. I think the vials are truly junk. The mug's truly junk. Handle, I'm assuming, is truly junk. Whereas the other things, we can at least break them down into components. The rotting flesh, I think, is useless. Does sell for a tiny bit. Pig hide, sell for a little bit. And the hides we should technically be holding on to, I would think. Because I don't think there's too much of a difference between the crafting materials you get out of them. So therefore, I think the primary thing that we want to do is deliberately hold on to hides that are not that valuable. And those ones will be the ones we convert into the crafting components, because we're not losing too much if we opt to turn them into whatever crafting materials we do get out of them. Don't remember for these guys if there's anything decent or not. So let's hold off there before we Gwent with this guy.
So long.
Let's make sure that we update, or at least take a look at, our inventory, particularly with regard to Roach. Okay, we do have a trophy here. Hold on. What is it? Brave Hag Trophy. 5% bonus experience from humans and non-humans. That seems decent. Is that exactly what we have here? Noonwraith Trophy. Wait, what? Humans and non-humans, 5%. Is that exactly the same? Humans and non-humans, 5%. Okay. Except this one is more valuable. This one's worth 300, whereas this one's only worth 250. So, like, equip this, sell the more valuable one? I don't know. Then the Griffin, however, 10% chance to dismember, which I don't really know what that means in a Witcher sense. I mean, obviously, chopping someone's limbs off. Just a little, well, I don't know. Does that have a practical purpose? Does that mean they can't use a specific type of attack? Maybe? Possibly? Let's do this. And we'll sell the Grave Hag trophy, I guess, because that's actually quite valuable. And then... we don't have any items equipped on Roach at all, even though we had this stuff lying around. Oops. Like I was saying, I would prefer to increase our maximum weight, and yeah, I think that will pay off in the long term. Let's do that now.
An amulet, a bazaar, some tortoise shells.
So...
what else you have on offer?
Corpse teeth and kidney stones.
let us sell this for 18. We'll hold on to the Griffin Trophy in case it turns out that that is actually somewhat valuable. And, I mean, it is worth 24 coins, which is something. It is something, but part of me is a little wary of accidentally selling something that is, I'm pretty sure, based on the color of the item here, the orangey, goldish color, that this is sort of like a unique item, something, a relic, so to speak, that you can only get once. There aren't multiple copies of this, so if we get rid of this now, then I don't think there's ever going to be any way to get it back. And so if there's like, if I'm to draw comparisons back to The Witcher 1, which I know, totally different game, of course, but in The Witcher 1, there was a thing for completing all of the Witcher contracts, or the equivalent of that in The Witcher 1. And might that be a reason to hold on to this? I don't know. Maybe we'll hold on to it just to be careful, just be safe. But this, let's buy it. 30 maximum inventory weight, that's a 50% increase. Does that work all the time?
So long.
Or do we have to, like, actually be next to Roach and load stuff onto Roach's saddlebag for that to work? I don't know, but we're about to see. Nope, always works. That's awesome. Okay, love that. Now, we went.
An amulet. A bazaar.
Alright, I get it. You have many things that you are selling. Also, I did not mean to do that, though. That's what I get for attempting to skip that conversation. This is what I want. I'll tell you what I want. Whatever I literally want.
Gwent wouldn't be bad.
And of all the card games we could play, I suppose Gwent is fairly high on that list. Okay. Thought we did... Oh, it's this guy that we purchased. Okay, we did have one of these guys previously. He is a 5. And he does also have that ability where if you play him next to another copy of that same card, doubles in strength. The more you have, the better. For that reason, how we got this guy. I'm assuming he was a reward for having beaten someone earlier, because I don't think we purchased that card. But what we can do, we can swap... So here's our other one. Swap out... Sabrina's probably our weakest unit. Besides, arguably the siege experts. It's a little bit harder to put a firm number on how strong those guys are, but Sabrina is basically just objectively a weaker version of this guy. So, let's do that. Okay. So we got a little better, and we'll see what kind of deck this guy's rocking. He is a monster deck, should we be concerned. Okay. 2 Commander's Horns. Arguably more than we would want, but we'll see. This is the Siege Combat nerf. We have a fair bit of Siege ourselves, actually. So that looks like something that we're not gonna want. So it's a range nerf instead. That is better. We do have... Actually, we have no range, so that is the best thing. Have the nerf on. Is this guy worth holding on to? Gives +1 to all units in the same row, excluding himself. So if we play him in the same turn as all the siege units, then he gives +3 in total, making him a total value of 4. I think we can still swap him in for someone else, possibly. And we have a pretty good chance coming out ahead. And we got a 4. So, roughly equivalent. Okay, and we go first. So... you have Stennis as well, the spy. What I'm thinking is we start off these two in the melee row. And then, ideally, we save all the siege units for one round. And then we can use our leader ability to double them. So yeah, I think we go... I anticipate the first round will be play these two guys, double them with a commander's horn, maybe use the range nerf if our opponent plays some range cards. Maybe, if things are looking not so great, we use decoy to bring back one of these guys that we played and throw in Stennis and basically take a mulligan on round one. So that's the plan. Let's see what our opponent has in store. Still have yet to see anyone who came anywhere near as good at Gwent as the nobleman we played right after getting out of White Orchard. That's not bad. 5 strength card. We'll continue with our strategy, though. Nothing yet to suggest that it won't work. Granted, he did now pull ahead of us. These are just normal 5 strength cards. And this is where I believe we will do the doubling and hope that this is enough. If we need to play more than this in this round, then we start to get in trouble. But 18 is a lot. Presumably our opponent will have to play a fair bit to catch up. What was that ability on this card here? Oh, hold on. No, I want this one. Find any cards with the same name in your deck and play them instantly. Okay, I'm assuming based on how that did not seem to happen that you do not have any of the same cards. So, ideally, I would like to pass here. The thing is, we don't have a very large lead here. So, our opponent could play one card and take round one. We would still have a slight card advantage in that case. But, I mean, we've played the vast majority of our cards here. Well, we've one round that we're committing to the siege units. But we really need to win. We kind of do need to win this one. Because otherwise, other than the siege units, what do we have? We have Stennis, who's a spy, so he's not going to boost us. Might have wanted to swap him out. Hard to say when we were deciding which cards to stick with and which ones not to. We could throw away the range nerf just to kill a turn and see what our opponent is planning on doing. That's a little bit tempting, because that way we can further understand, is this a round that we feel like we can actually win, or should we stick to our 18 strength that we have here and try to coast off that for a victory? Try it. Love for you to pass, but you're probably not going to. So here, what we can do, now that our opponent has taken the lead here, is we could deliberately play the decoy and bring back Emil. He looks like he's a 10 right now because he's getting doubled, but he will be a 5 when we get him back into our hand. But we will still have another commander's horn to use, so we could boost him again like that. But this guy will be lost for all eternity. So it's not great. It is a little unfortunate. I'm realizing that I don't love the hand that we started with here because, like I was saying before, we basically have enough stuff to win one round. We really needed to win this round with just our 2 melee units here. Oh, but if we're planning on losing, then I mean we should play Stennis. So maybe, we do that now, or do we decoy first? Let's decoy. We'd love if our opponent played a strong card here. That'd be fantastic. Don't pass. Played a Cockatrice that got nerfed, because you played it in the range row. I just want to look at if it has any other abilities, though. No, it's just a bad card. So that is a little unfortunate. We want our opponent to be burning through all of their best cards here, so that they take the win this round, but we are in a better place to win rounds 2 and rounds 3. Okay, so we got... Oh, we got amazing siege units. Okay. Well, okay, our opponent just passed. So, it would have been fantastic if our opponent played one more card here. We will have a 2-card advantage for round 2. Will that be enough? I mean, we definitely have enough to win a round. It's just a matter of if we have enough to win 2 rounds after this, so we'll see. So we'll pass and take the loss here. What was that? He randomly keeps one card? Is that what monsters do? Is that what that just said? If so, then our card advantage is not nearly as high as we might have expected it to be. Placed in either close combat or range row, cannot be moved once placed. Okay, so it is mostly at this stage just a 2-strength card, which is not very good. So we can outpace you there, however, you keeping a 5-strength card to begin this round is a pretty sizable advantage, so that does stink. Now, what I'm wondering is... Could we? Hold on. We use the Dunbanner Medic. Choose one card from your discard pile and play it instantly. No heroes or special cards. Does this count as a hero or a special card? I'm not sure. So we could either get Blue Stripes Commando back if we were to play this card now, or we could get maybe Decoy back. I know Impenetrable Fog and Commander's Horn are definitely special cards, so we definitely will not be able to bring them back. Decoy, possibly. But the thing that intrigues me about Decoy is, if we get Decoy back, then we can use that to swap out Dunbanner Medic, and then basically go back and forth and do that non-stop. Which would seem pretty cheap, so I'm skeptical that that'll work. Maybe let's wait a little bit longer. We'll play another card first. Okay. Our opponent has passed. So they are taking it easy here. And I think what we want to do is we'll actually wait to do any of this stuff. We'll double our strength, or our close combat row to get to 10, and that'll be our way of winning this round. And that way we can hold on to all of our siege units for the last round, which will put us in a very strong position for that. And we will also draw a card, because we draw a card whenever we win a round as Northern Realms. And then we will probably bring back Emil here, using the Siege Medic. On the assumption that the decoy will not work. And we drew a 5, which is not bad. Okay, and again, our opponent did carry over one card from round 2 into round 3. Fortunately, it was just the 2-strength card, so not nearly as significant of a factor as it was last go-round. So I think we start with the melee. And our opponent does not have much left. Again, I think I recognize this indicator. Nope. On discard. As the one, yeah, that makes it so that if you have cards with the same name, you play them instantly. You didn't do that, so presumably you don't have any more. So now let's do this. And we'll bring back a card. Yeah, see, we're not allowed to use decoy. We'll play our 5, which is not bad. Means should be more than capable. Oh, okay, see, there we see this opponent having multiple neckers, at least. Should still have a pretty comfortable lead here, though, I think, to work with. We have some strong cards remaining. Even this guy will boost everyone else in this row, which is not bad. And we can also double the Siege Row using our leader ability. Now, we just hope that our opponent doesn't have a way of playing a weather effect that would hurt the Siege Row, because the weather effect he just played actually hurt himself more than it hurt us, which is a little odd. Did he have a choice? Yeah, any weather effect. He could have picked anyone. Okay, granted, that's not entirely true. It actually did affect us more than it affected him. This guy went down from a 5 to a 1. Best went down from 5 to 1, so he, on net, lost 8, whereas, although he did have more units in the close combat row than we had, these guys were just 2s, the Neckers. They went down by 1, 1, I think this was also a 2 or 3, so maybe call it 2 to be safe. 4 in total that he lost across those units, and then this one I think was a 5. So he lost 4 there, so at most he lost the same amount as us. Definitely should have still nerfed the range, or the Siege Row, rather. So we are fortunate he did not do that, unless he's about to do it here. He did not. Okay, and now we proceed to PM. Throw that down. And this as well. And can we break 50? I think we will. Yes! Reach 60, no less. 62, actually, in total. 60 in that last row. And that I like to see. I was concerned at the very beginning there. Excuse me. Don't push us. Okay, let's take a look at what that new card is, perhaps. It sounded like it would not be a Northern Realms person, just based on the name. Is it you? I don't think so. I'm thinking it's gonna be Nilfgaard. Or maybe Scoia'tael. This is Nilfgaard. It is so absurd that there's just a random 10 strength archer. Nothing special about him. Just a normal archer. Strength 10. I still don't see that person, though, I don't think. Huh? Wait, wasn't Scoia'tael? Or I actually don't know where that person is then. I already forget the name, apparently. But they exist. Maybe. Possibly. Maybe not. Theoretically, we got a card from that. Okay. So now that we have done that...
It's all because of his little slag.
Oh, I don't know. Was that an indication that maybe we also didn't go into this house to loot? Possibly. Maybe people were asleep when we first went in here. We weren't able to talk to the merchant for that reason. I don't know. Either way, let us sharpen up our weapons and all that stuff, and then we'll head on over to see if we can find where this Jenny of the Woods is. Oh. Right there? I mean, I am anticipating... What are all these? What? These question marks were not here before. Definitely not here before. So we would have walked by many of them, and presumably would have stopped there had we known they were there. So I don't know what made them show up. Did we pass them at a different time of day, or did we talk to some people and suddenly they started showing up? Are these like potential Jenny in the Woods locations, and this is actually just all for the same quest? I'm not sure. Part of me wants to determine exactly where it is before sharpening up our weapons in case we need that extra time, but I think it lasts long enough. We can still make this work. That one, then where's the weapons one? Is theoretically right here.
Not one of the Baron's men, are you?
Yeah, could be right here, I think. Not this. Thought. Oh, there it is. I see. Okay. Now we have them both enhanced. Let's head on over then. Try to make this fight happen while we're still under the effect of all that stuff. And it is, yeah, quite close. theoretically.
This be the witch, man.
Now, I suspect that we'll end up winding our way a fair ways away from
A
here.
woman came through here. Barefoot.
Yeah. I think we're gonna end up going pretty far away eventually. Okay. Oh, actually, other direction. This.
A piece of fabric. Possibly from a dress. Got snagged on the undergrowth. Stride indicates she was running. Probably why she tore her dress. Somebody chase her?
Probably the Wraith. Maybe it is sending us in this direction? Oh. Or footsteps. But not letting me examine them yet. Let's just follow them. Yep. Hear what sound like wolves over there. Are seemingly getting closer. It's not really what we're concerned about here, though. So, eventually they may see us anyway. Well, this looks significant.
Couldn't outrun her pursuer. He stabbed her or slit her throat.
He?
Strange.
Assassin?
Left the knife behind. Dried
What
blood on it.
The heck?
Come in handy. Dragged the body through here. Clear trail.
What the heck?